Hey everyone, this is Jonathan here from the South Bay Syndicate. Today we're bringing you some new in-person gameplay from our latest weekly play session down at Game Hub in Manhattan Beach. Here in the left we have Luke playing the new Jabba from Secrets of Power combo with Data Vault, while Tommy on the right is playing Pilot Han from Jump to Lightspeed with Tarkin Town. So I think these are going to be some exciting games here. Jabba is one of the new leaders that people are excited about. He has that ability when he's deployed to, when his unit takes damage and survives, he's able to send that same amount of damage to an enemy unit. So that combos pretty well with Ambush and with Sentinels. Well, Han4, I think people are primarily excited for this leader again, as he combos pretty well with Plot, right, with his ability to get resources back when deployed, and then play Plot cards for a really big flip turn. So we'll see how this game goes here. So we have Luke playing Inferno 4 in the space arena, putting one card on top, one card on the bottom. So this is a pretty nice opening in Han 4, able to deal with some ships. While Tommy here is playing two 1-drops. We got the 1-drop with the bounty, and then the new A-wing, which has raid 1, I believe, and there's a 1/2 stat line. Going in the next turn here. See the Inferno 4. Looks like it might be able to take out the A-wing. We'll see what he does here. And he does. Takes out the A-wing, takes 1 damage, survives here. I think that's pretty favorable opening move here. See what Tommy does. Assume he probably uses Han ability possibly here. And oh no, Target Down. That's a fair one. Target Down gives Inferno 4 as when defeated. Luke's able to put 1 on top, 1 on bottom here. So we'll see what those cards are coming up a bit later. So it should be Luke's move here and Power of the Dark Side, and with claiming the bounty. It's a pretty favorable first turn, second turn here for Jabba. We got the fighter coming in that damages himself with Boshek. So Boshek lets him draw the 2 cards if they're odd cards, and they are, which they will be in this Han 4 odd deck. And they can move on to the next turn here. So I'm seeing some groundies there in Luke's hands, but probably not going to be too useful here. So it looks like he resources that Death Trooper. Nope, no, never mind. Death Trooper's still in hand. And we'll see. Thinking about their move here, possibly. Looks like both have resource here up to 4. So they both are 5 deploy leaders. So we're getting there. We're getting close to the deploy here when we'll see them get more of their use out of their abilities here. Oh, here we go. Resupply for Luke, bringing him up to 5 resources. So now Jabba is able to come out this turn if he wants to do that. Han is using his pilot ability, letting him look at the top card, and if it's a different odd cost than his current card, odd cost card on the field is able to get +1 attack and immediately attack into base. Jabba is deployed. And then we got the new the ship here. I forget the name, but it's the one that can disclose a heroic card to get +2 damage on attack. And then Tommy plays Jam. Looks like he's only able to get the no glory only results, so it's a pretty good card to get out of Luke's hand here, I think. And it looks like they're going to next turn here. Luke gets the red 5, it's a pretty good card. And Aggressive Negotiations, that's a new card from the set. Really encouraging the player to stop resourcing, get more cards in hand, and swings for a big swing, possibly for lethal later in the game. But it looks like Tommy resourced it, so okay, he's not maybe not as excited about that card as most. And here comes the Craving Power from Jabba, killing that the new ship from Secrets of Power. Not wanting to get hit for 5 damage, which makes sense. He's able to Han flips the Jam from his ability. That's the same cost as the ship, so it doesn't get +1 power. Jabba swings in for 4, I believe. Yep, for 4. And then plays the red 5, the Prestige red 5. And it looks like Luke claims, and we get the Y-wing coming in, the 1-drop Y-wing. And it looks like we're checking some resources, but should be okay. There's the flip here on Han pilot, so he's able to get looks like 5 resources back, ready to go. There's the Sudden Ferocity, which is one of the big new plot cards from the set, given the unit +3 attack for a 3 cost. And that's one of the most cards you want to see here when you flip Han Pilot. Looks like they're going to the next phase here. I think Luke is up to, was it 7? Luke is up to 7 there on the left. And then Tommy should be up to 6, I believe. So this is when we might start seeing some exciting fireworks here out of the Jabba. Let's see. Condemn. So Condemn is one of the new cards of the set. Really just putting a damper on Tommy's plans here, as if Luke discloses that attack, when Tommy attacks with the Han pilot, it'll get -6. And it also loses all abilities while attacking. So the red 5 is not going to get its ping damage. I believe that's the only ability I think that's that would lose. Tommy's here thinking, playing someone for 2. We got the Han pilot from jump to light speed here. The unit gives +2 attack and then immediately attacks. Then Jabba goes into base for 4. So we got 10 damage here on Data Vault, while 8 on Tarkentan. Then here he attacks with the Han, but is it disclosed here? So it should get -6 power. So it looks like that's 3 damage still coming in from the Han leader on the red 5. Then we got Luke's action here. It looks like he has a craving power in hand, but I don't think he has enough. And it looks like he passes or takes initiative, and we get another Sudden Ferocity on the fighter here, and a swing in to bringing Data Vault up to 19. Okay, and they're going to the next phase here. See, yeah, 19, and Data Vault has extra health, but this is getting up there. So we're gonna have to see what Luke has to kind of slow the space down. Maybe some ambush space units like Ion or Sentinel. Let's see what he has. And okay, well, Super Laser Blast also does it. Sacrifices his Jabba leader, but I think that's a pretty good trade for him, as it destroys the multiple spaceships up there in space, including the Han pilot. And let's see, that really buys Luke time here to kind of heal or get some more units back on board. Tommy plays a couple units here. We have the Falcon, jump to light speed pilot Falcon, and the capture shuttle. Okay, they're going the next turn here. I think Luke should be up to, I think that's 9 resources now. Yeah, 9. And Tommy here looks like he's staying at 6. And there's Ion. All right, so that comes in, restores 1, ambushes, kills the Falcon. It's also hidden, so it's going to be hard to, it's not going to be removed this phase most likely by anything from Tommy's side. Capture shuttle goes in for 2, bring this back up to I think it should be 19, 19 or 20. Okay, and then we get 3/3 Sentinel on the ground. The A-wing, new Secrets of Power A-wing in space. Another capture shuttle capturing the ground Sentinel, and then go on to the next phase. Okay, so we're 20-8. Iason's going to help a lot here. That restores nice. Going to be able to defeat another one of these units if he wants to, and live. And then, okay, so using job ability, right? It's cost 1, pings a damage. If a unit has 3 or more damage, it's able to ping 2 damage. So it gets rid of the A-wing pretty cleanly there. Only 1 resource is pretty nice. So Tommy's action here, I assume he probably swings in here. Yeah, with the Han ability, so daring raid, so any of these can get attack into base for +1. Up to 23 on base for Data Vault. And there we go, there's the Space Sentinel for Legends of Force. Just a 3/3 Space Sentinel. Should buy him a little bit of time here. Andor coming out of the row. Then we got Craving Power on the Space Sentinel, blowing up poor ground Andor. So that makes that it's like a 5/6 Space Sentinel, I believe. That's going to be hard to deal with. Tommy just go ahead and takes initiative. The Ion deals with the other capture shuttle getting back his ground Sentinel, and this is looking a lot more favorable here for the Jabba player. Okay, they go to. Okay, I see the 8th brother there. I see looked like another Craving Power. And they just, okay, they scoop it up. Looks like Tommy's like, no, Luke has too much here. It's over. So they're going to the next game here. Yeah, so I think Jabba, that was a close one. The Ion and the Super Laser Blast really brought this game back. Without those, Tommy was going to run that over. He had so much power there for the multiple ships, including the Han leader on a ship there. It's really hard to deal with. So the Super Laser Blast really came in at the perfect time there. So we'll have to see if Tommy's able to bring in, what he could bring in here. Maybe some more pumps. If he has any waylays to bring in, or any sparks or jams, I think that would be helpful here. And we'll see if he can sneak past or go a bit faster, get through before the Super Laser Blast comes in and wipes all the ships again. Well, I think Luke is probably getting rid of some of his ground guys. He might have like Mauls or other ambushers that don't seem like they're going to be too useful in this matchup. See if he brings in any more space units. I think it looked like he brought in another Super Laser Blast. Some more No Glories or other removal events might help out here as well. We'll have to see. I mean, that Condemn was also pretty nice. So if he has more of those to bring in, that would be pretty helpful here. Just like for Tommy, if he has any wants to bring any upgrade removal, that might be a little sneaky, a Confiscate or a Fang Fighter to pop that Condemn if he brings, if that comes down as Han leader again. So we'll have to see. But I know both of these leaders should be seeing some play. I think overall Jabba's pretty good. He's probably more of a post rotation kind of leader. Hard to compete with. A lot of comparisons to Kira, right? So we'll see how he holds up there. Well, Han Pilot, I think folks are pretty excited about that one. See if he makes a push into the meta here and is able to combo with the plot cards like Sudden Ferocity, like we saw. I'm not sure he really would go with Cinta, but potentially you could put Cinta in here if you wanted to flip Han4 a turn later or play Cinta out of hand for an immediate attack there. But I think he really combos with these plot cards, able to do a lot of actions on his flip turn. Play cards, play all his cards in hand, and then still flip and get resources back, and then play the plot cards, which was primarily something that would hold Han4 back because he would run out of cards to really utilize his extra resources after the flip turn. So we'll see here. Look like they're shuffling up. See how this goes. I'm not sure. I was not watching. I was playing in this weekly play myself, so I wasn't not sure how many games this match went. So we'll have to see here if Tom is able to turn this around, take a game back, and push this to game 3. Here we go. It looks like they're taking a little bit to shuffle, and here we go. All right. Okay, so here we go. So here we go. They're cutting the decks here. We're going into game 2. See if Tommy's able to kind of bring this back here. Pushes to game 3 here. And I think Han4 has the tools to do it. It's a pretty fast deck. So he was one step too slow here. Get a few more damage in before the Super Laser Blast. I think that's all he really needed here. So we'll see. I know we get to see a Boshek there, and Tommy's he's not liking the hand. He probably didn't get the 2/1 drop ships he wanted, so he's sending that back. Well, Luca, that's on Avenger in there, I believe. That's not going to really help him out in this matchup. I don't think it's going to go that late. And it's overall just not a useful card against a deck that kind of goes wide here, like Han4 Pilot does. So we'll have to see here what they're looking for. They're still going, so we'll see here the shuffling again. Apparently we have the 2 slowest shuffling players in the world here as they continue to shuffle, and we are currently at the 17:05. So again, I'll probably call it out here once we're starting the gameplay, so we can cut this part out as it's quite long. I don't know. They must be having a full-blown conversation here, talking about their lives or something as they continue to go, and there's some hand gestures happening. And there we go. Okay. And here we're going. Okay, in the next game here, they mulliganed here. They're going again. I think they didn't necessarily like their hands here. I know again Tommy's looking for multiple 1-drops, and Luke is probably looking for some anti-space, either Sentinels, maybe Inferno 4 again. So we'll see. They got to keep this hand, so we'll see what they got here. See Capture Shuttle there. Looks like Red 5 is going down. See, and then here on the left, can't quite make out. It looks like a resupply. You're going to want to hold on to that. Pretty sure. So we'll see here. So Tommy has initiative, and he starts with the Han ability, showing an Andor on top here. So it probably means he has a C3PO to kind of call that and take it out. Take it. Yeah, so we'll see here. Looks like they're talking about that, the action there. And then Inferno 4, allowing Luke here again to look at the top two cards. See Craving Power and the Sentinel. I don't think you need the Sentinel. That can go to the bottom. You can leave the Craving Power on top, assuming he has some cards for next couple turns. So then here, yep, C3PO is called. Calls the Andor that he remembers is on top. And Luke takes initiative, and they should be going to the next phase here. We'll see. So again, I think C3PO is a good start. This Jabba deck is probably pretty able to take it out pretty quickly, and it doesn't do a ton of damage, so we'll see how useful drawing cards is for the Han4 player. A resupply here for Jabba, going up to 4 resources. And it looks like Tommy is thinking about using the Han ability here, so you can draw more cards with C3PO. Nope, just attacks the base for 1. It's going to be a blind call here. He did not call whatever that, I think that ship cost 6, so he did not say 6. And then now we're back to Luke's action. Looks like possibly a pass. So Tommy plays Spark of Rebellion Falcon. Inferno 4 goes into base for 2. And then here the Spark Falcon. I assume he's going to go to base. Maybe he wants to get rid of the Inferno 4. Okay, here's the Han ability. Showing, again, the ship that he knows there. That's, forget if it's a 5 or 6 cost. But he goes into base for extra power here. Looks like 5 into the base here. And then so they're talking about something here. Possibly the sequencing here a little bit. I'm not sure what their discussion is here, but okay, they're going to the next action. And then we'll see. So I know Tommy's going to have to pay or bounce the Falcon here, so we'll see if he decides to go with that, leaving him with only 3 resources to play a 3-drop right now. And then Luke should be going up to 5, so there's a Jabba flip over there. Looks like he paid for Falcon. And Luke has initiative. Craving Power, yep, we saw he kept that on top of the deck, so he had that in his hand, blows the Falcon up. Pretty big move there, kind of leaving Tommy with, without a ship and 1 less resource. Never a good idea, never a good feeling here. C3PO goes into base for 1, bringing it up to 6, and then he's going to call, does not call 2. With another C3PO on the top of the deck. Jabba flips. And kind of a bad position here. Then Inferno 4 can probably deal with any ship that Tommy plays right now. I don't think there's any 3 costs with 5. And okay, so here's the 1-drop Y-Wing. Okay, Inferno 4 just goes into base, it looks like, for 4. So I believe that's 6 on Tarkintown. And then Jabba goes into base here for another 2, so it should be 8 on Tarkintown. Kind of a little difficult on these kind of transparent dice, but we'll make it work. And here they're going. So 5 resources now for the Han, 6 for Jabba. Jabba's out. We got Inferno 4 beefed up with the Craving Power. Han with the initiative captures that. That's a pretty big move here. Kind of destroying the Craving Power, getting rid of the space threat, keeping the space unit safe up there. So Jabba here, he has, okay, 8th brother, killing the C3PO, letting him bounce 1 damage. Since the 8th brother survived the ambush, he took 1 damage. Jabba's able to send 1 damage up to 1 of the 2 space units. Then we got Han action here, or Han's turn here. See what he's going to do. I assume probably we'll see a Han deploy. The Han deploy on the Y-Wing. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, ready 3 resources here. See if he's going to plot out anything. No. Okay, so Jabba goes into base for 2. And Tom is thinking about his move here. So he has plenty of resources to play and cards in hand. So see what's going to come down here. Looks like the Y-Wing's going into base here. The 10 damage on Data Vault, 10 damage on Tarkentown. And then we got a 5 drop coming in. It's that ship from earlier. I forget what this one's called. I think it's Black Squadron. I know it combos well with upgrades, I believe. So we'll see if that able to kind of help Tommy here push some more damage and catch up in the race, honestly, because Data Vault having 8 more health than Tarkentown means that he's behind here. Barrage here in 8th Brother. Looks like able to blow up the Black Squadron there. Put some damage on the Y-Wing. And I think that's it. Alright, so Tommy here looks like he's trying to figure out what he can do here. Goes in the base with the Y-Wing, going up to 14. 8th Brother pushing in 8 damage here to the Tarkentown. Should be up to 18. So, sorry, that's 17 damage. Okay, 17 to 14. Let's see what he could play here. It looks like something for 2. Oh, he's showing the Poe for some reason. That looks like Han pilot potentially. I don't know. They're talking over something here. I'm not sure. But okay, Han pilot being played on the capture shuttle here. Should be 4 into base. 18 Jabba into base. Another 2 into base there, so we're gonna have 19. It should be Han's action. Looks like he still has 4 resources up. There's a red 3 in hand. Probably not gonna do too much here. I guess he pings a little more damage on 8th Brother, but okay, jam. Not a bad move here. Takes the power. But we're leaving the Arkerton's cruiser and the ground sentinel. Red 3 going down to space. Jawa has initiative. And it kind of looks like they're both kind of agreeing the game's probably over here. Showing his hand here, some pose. The Boshek. Arkerton's cruiser going into space here. That should be able to kill, I believe, any one of these. And then able to then also kind of ricochet that damage and kill another unit. I know you can take 2 of these out, so yeah. So the capture shuttle going out, so you get his front of 4 back, and the Han leader on the the red 3. Oh yeah, right. And the unit that Arkerton's ambushes and kills becomes a resource. And it looks like they're calling it, right? So Jabba took it. I think the second game was not as close as the first game. So looking at the camera here, so that was the game there. So Jabba took the win. Again, the first game was a little closer. Second game, Luke was able to kind of get a lead there pretty quickly with Inferno 4 and the Craving Power and take over the game. So it's a pretty exciting game. I think both leaders here have a lot of potential. We'll see how these decks continue to evolve as the meta evolves, and we'll see how this goes next time. But thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. We'll continue to kind of keep putting some Carabas videos, some in-person weekly plays when we can. We're just kind of a group here in the South Bay, just kind of having fun. If anybody is in the area and wants to stop by, we play at Game Hub in Manhattan Beach on Saturdays. We play at Lost Planet and Torrance on Thursdays. So stop by, hang out with us, and either way, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.